Good morning everyone and welcome you all in mathematics class here, and today we are going to study the properties of multiplication of integers for class 7th mathematics. Okay, now let's start students. So we have these properties that we have to understand: distributive property of multiplication over addition, then existence of multiplicative identity, then you have to see existence of multiplicative inverse. Together with this you have to understand property of zero also. So these are some of the remaining that multiplication properties of integers. Okay, based on that you can solve exercise 1b easily. So you can see the first property is distributive property of multiplication over addition. What, how we can define this? You can see here, for any integers a, b and c, we have a into b plus c. Here b plus c is inside the bracket. Now a is distributed among b and c. That means a is distributed between b and c, and it is multiplying to both the numbers b and c, both the terms b and c separately, and the middle sign is plus, so here also plus sign you will include. Then we have this example. Suppose that 3 into minus 5 plus 7, then this 3 will multiply to this minus 5 also and to this 7 also, and in between sign is plus, so here also it is plus only we have used. Okay, so then you can find the result, that is 3 into minus 5 minus 15, and 3 into 7 21. So this result it will, you can get one. Now the next property is existence of multiplicative identity. So what is the multiplicative identity? You all know that is 1. Okay, because by multiplying by 1 you get the same, you get the product which is equal to the original number. Such as for every integer a, we have a into 1 is a. So by multiplying any integer with 1 you get the same number itself. Okay, so for example minus 12 into 1 is minus 12 here, then 15 into 1 is 15 only. So this way we can understand that 1 is the multiplicative identity of all the integers, because it is not changing the number value. Okay, then we have the next, existence of multiplicative inverse. See, multiplicative inverse means reciprocal. So when any integer you will multiply with its reciprocal, obviously the product will be 1. So that only here it is mentioned that multiplicative inverse of a non-zero integer a is the number 1 by a, such that a into 1 by a is equals to 1. Here a and a will cancel out. So for example, we can see here the number 7 and its multiplicative inverse is 1 by 7. Its multiplicative inverse of 7 is 1 by 7. So when you multiply here with 1 by 7, its product will be 1. So this property tells us that whenever you multiply two integers which are multiplicative inverse of each other, their product will be 1. Okay. So I hope you have understood this now. Again we can see the other example here, minus 7, the number can be negative also. The number is minus 7, so its multiplicative inverse is 1 by minus 7, and their product is equals to 1. Now we have property of 0. We all know that when we are multiplying any integer with 0, because here all we are studying about the properties of integers. So when we multiply any integer with 0, its product will be 0 only. Okay, this only I have written here. For every integer a, we have a into 0 equals to 0, and for example 9 into 0 is 0 here, and minus 23 into 0 is also 0. And that means when you multiply a negative integer with 0, then also the product will become 0. Now some important results that we have to see, that when you multiply even number of negative integers, then the product will be positive, and when you multiply odd number of negative integers, then the product will be negative. So based on this concept only, this I have written here, that minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1 n times if you are multiplying, and n is here an odd number, that means the number of times minus 1 is multiplied, it is odd. Suppose that 7 times or 9 times or 11 times. So in that case the result will be always minus 1, that means negative. Just I have said that product of odd number of negative integers is always negative. Okay, so I have taken the number 1 here so that the value multiplication will be easy. Only we have to see the sign here, we have to consider the sign here mainly. Okay, then if you multiply minus 1 with itself only n times, and n is an even number, just now I have told, then the product will be positive. Its reason is also clear that whenever you will multiply even number of negative integers, that means the number of negative integers is even, and that you are multiplying, then the product is always positive here. So based on that, now you can complete the exercise 1b easily of your book of RS Agrawal. Now thank you all of you, and watch this video nicely and try to understand these things. So thank you all of you. Have a nice day.